Hey guys, welcome to the principles of standard dancing. Today we want to cover heel turns. I'll show you the secrets of top couples in heel turns. You will learn the principles behind them, and I'll show you some exercises to practice and how to lead them. First, I want to show you the typical problems that occur when dancers want to do their heel turns. So the first and most common mistake is that the feet are not closed or they don't remain parallel during the heel turn. So look something like that. Feet are not closed during the heel turns, or the feet don't remain parallel during the heel turn. Another big problem is that your partner can't get around you when you dance your heel turn. I want to explain to you very precisely what you can do to avoid these mistakes. I can promise you that when you listen to this video and when you practice the exercises, that you will improve your heel turns dramatically. So what's the secret of good heel turns? The most common mistake in a heel turn is that dancers think that they need to turn on both feet, and that's not the case. First, I'm going to show you a quite easy exercise that you can practice to get a better feeling of turning on one foot, which is correct in a heel turn. The exercise is as follows. You take your hold either as a lady or as a leader, as a man. You wind up, you curve with your left foot, and you move your center of gravity towards the heel of the left foot. Now you raise your right foot, you rotate, you turn on the left heel, you lower your right foot, and you move forward with your left foot. Again, a bit more fluidly. You wind up, you curve, raise your right foot, turn on the left heel, lower your right foot and move forward. You can do the same exercise using the other foot.
So again, you wind up now to the right, you curve your right foot, you move your center of gravity toward the right heel, you raise your foot, you rotate, you turn on the right heel, you lower your left foot and you move forward with your right leg.
This exercise will help you notice that the turn takes place on just one foot and not on both of them. The second exercise is as follows. Now I will do this as a leader. Again, you wind up, you curve, you move your center of gravity toward the right heel, but now you don't raise your right foot, but now while turning on the left heel, you just close your right heel toward the left foot and transfer the weight at the end. Like in the exercise before, you turn on only one foot on one heel, while the other foot is closed without weight. While you're turning, then you transfer your weight and move forward with the foot that was used to curve at the beginning. Here you can see this perfectly. She curves out of the way, transfers her weight to the right heel, turns on the right heel, transfers the weight to the left foot and moves forward with the right foot. You can do these exercises moving back and forth. So an exercise I would recommend you do during your warm-up is as follows. You wind up, you curve, you do your heel turn, you move forward. You wind up, you curve, you do your heel turn, you move forward, you wind up. By doing this exercise, you will dramatically increase your ability to dance a heel turn. By practicing these exercises, you will avoid the typical mistakes that your feet are not parallel at the end of the heel turn. If you move your center of gravity toward the heel and load both heels with your weight and turn, then your feet will not remain parallel, and at the end you will have an imperfect foot position. Most heel turns are danced by the lady. Of course, sometimes, especially in basic figures like in the impetus, you as a leader also dance a heel turn, but most heel turns are danced by the lady. Now we're gonna focus on what you should do as a leader to lead the heel turn of your partner correctly. Here, the most common mistake is that you lose your balance as a couple. This is mostly the case because the rotation of the body and the movement of the center of gravity doesn't fit together. So what do you need to do as a leader to lead your partner into the heel turn? As a leader, you have to be aware that your partner who dances the heel turn has only one step to provide you with space to pass you. So what should you do as a leader to make your partner provide you with the sufficient space? The answer is that you should rotate slightly more here when you want to dance, when you want to lead a heel turn, than when you have a figure that does not contain a heel turn. So what do I mean by that? When you dance a reverse turn, let's say in slow waltz, which doesn't contain any heel turn, you have your wind up, you lower, you keep your left side forward, you curve out of the way, your left side is still forward relative to your hip. You continue the rotation, your partner continues the rotation, and you can move around each other without any problem. When you want to lead a heel turn, you don't have the possibility after the first step to move together with your partner toward the second step. But you have to lead your partner into the direction where mostly she, is able to be the center of the turn and you're able to get around her. So it's very logical that you have to rotate slightly more, so you should rotate more. This rotation leads your partner into the center of the turn. Now you're able to pass her without disturbing her. You rotate a bit more than usual. You place your partner in the center of the turn, and now you're able to pass her with the next step. Compare that to a reverse turn without a heel turn. Here you can see that the left side is much more forward, that the rotation is performed more slowly, and they're able to continue the rotation over the second step. This principle applies to reverse rotating heel turns as well as to natural rotating heel turns. You need to, after winding up, you need to rotate slightly more to lead your partner to the center of the turn, and then you're able to move around her, to pass her with the second step without disturbing her. I was asked what you can do to practice heel turns with your partner, to practice the heel turn on the one hand and the leading on the other hand. What you can do is as follows. You take your position with your partner. I will show it to you as a leader. You wind up, you do the rotation, this step, you pass your partner your swivel, do a backward step and wind up again. Then you rotate, leading your partner into the heel turn, pass her, swivel action, backward. Here you can see the exercise as a couple. If you want to get early access to new videos Or if you want to suggest your own wishes for content of new videos, you can become a member of the channel. In terms of leading, an additional earlier rise may be helpful to lead the heel turn of your partner. But it's not absolutely essential, because there are heel turns in tango where there is no additional rise. Here you can see that in tango there's almost no additional rise involved. By rising slightly earlier, you reduce the speed of the body. Thus, you help the one who is dancing the heel turn to decrease the speed of the body, to be able to dance the heel turn more centered. What should you do to lead that? You have your lowering, such as at the end of the feather step. Then, when placing the step for the drive, you don't bend the knee while transferring your weight, but you load this leg, not bending the knee. And due to this action, so you should not do this when you drive, but you should do that, you have your earlier rise. Here you can see that perfectly. When they transfer the weight, the leg is kept long and not bent. As a lady, for example in the reverse turn in the foxtrot, you also, after dancing your feather step, lower, you curve as discussed, and then while transferring your weight, you don't bend your right leg, but you keep it long while transferring your weight to the right leg and perform your heel turn. Pay attention to the lady's right leg. Compare that to the following action in waltz. Here you can see the drive action in the waltz without a heel turn. You can see that they lower. After lowering, they transfer the weight to the next foot in the drive, and they bend the knee when they transfer the weight. On the left there is the action with the heel turn, and on the right it's without the heel turn. You raise your left foot, you turn on the right heel, you lower your left foot and you move forward with your left, with your right. If you like this video, you'll probably like some of the other videos that you will find on my channel, so feel free to check them out.